Hey everyone, Ryan from Sunday Sounds here. In this video tutorial, we are going to be creating a smashed piano. This is a really nice effects piano type of sound that you've probably heard all over modern worship music. It's been referred to as the Jesus culture piano sound and things along those lines, but we are going to be creating that really compressed and piano sound with lots of sustain. So let's get right into it. I'm going to add a new patch into MainStage and then add in a new software instrument channel strip. And there are really just two main ingredients to this sound. So first we need a piano, and you can grab that from EXS24. You can just go over to the factory section, acoustic pianos, and you have quite a list here. I'm just going to choose Steinway Piano 2 as my bass sound. And then the second main ingredient is a compressor. But before we add that compressor in, I just want to do a little bit of EQing so I can take away some of the frequencies that I don't want going into that compressor. So let's add in a channel EQ. And I'm just going to clean up some of this low bassy area. Just a little bit of a high pass filter here, something around 55 Hertz, and I'll clean up a little higher here. So that should just help get some of the mud out of the way. Okay, so let's add in our compressor. You can find that here under Dynamics, Compressor. Now, the main thing that you want to do with this compressor is really just smash the heck out of this piano sound. So we want to crank that ratio up pretty high. The higher we crank the ratio, the more compression we end up getting. So let's start a little crazy here, at 7:1, and then let's dial in our attack. I like that something around 30 milliseconds or so. This is just the time delay between when the signal that the compressor needs to compress hits the compressor, and then the compressor waits this amount of time before actually compressing the sound. And then we have our release time. So this is where we can really dial in the amount of sustain that our piano sound will have. The higher the release time, the more sustain. So for now, let's set that something around 250 or 300, something around there. And let's just go ahead and listen to how that's sounding. So you can see we have a lot of gain reduction going on here. We're hitting even up to minus 10 dB. But if we really want to smash this piano even more, we want to use our threshold and bring this area down. So what this threshold does is it says whenever I have the volume or the level coming in at this level, anything over this level is what gets compressed. So by setting this lower, and we can gauge here, it's just going to apply the compressor to even more of the signal and even quicker. So even if the signal's a little quieter, we're still going to be smashing it. So I'm going to go negative 30 dB. And now that compressor is super hyperactive there. So we're getting a lot of compression. Probably too much. Let's dial it up. Let's try 26. Nice. So one thing that using a compressor can sometimes do is it actually can add output volume. So you can see here we're actually peaking a bit. So let's bring the output volume down 5 dB or so. So that sounded pretty good, but we're getting kind of this strange attack and then a quick release. So I'm actually going to bring the release time up a bit, and let's bring the attack time up, just make that happen a little quicker as well. So that sounded pretty good to me there. You can dial in and really fine tune based with the threshold and the ratio if you really want to. Just for fun, I'm going to back it down just a bit. And let's try cranking it even more. Now, one trick you can do with a compressor is to really crank the ratio. And then over here in this mix knob, you can actually mix in the original signal. So this is sort of referred to as parallel compression, where We have our compression going, and then we also have our original signal mixed in. So I'm going to dial in about, let's do 65% of compression with the rest of our signal here. Sounding pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is go back over to our effects area and add in another EQ just to really sculpt out the sound now that we have it running through the compressor. And with these smashed pianos, I sometimes like to give them a little bit of a high-end boost. And finally, I'm just going to touch it up with a little bit of the Silververb reverb plugin. Okay, so that is our smashed piano sound. This type of piano works really great if you're just holding out chords, just diamonding chords, because it's going to have a lot of sustain to carry you through to the next chord. So sort of playing in that style works really great. It also works really well for those lead sounds because we just have the way that the compression highlights the attack of the piano is just really nice. And really quick, let's just compare back and forth. Let's turn off our effects. I'll leave some of the reverb and EQ going, but let's hear it without the compression. And turn that compression on. So the sound just has a little more bite to it, a little more maybe power. Now, one downside about using a compressed piano sound is that you are going to lose out on a bit of the dynamic range. So if you're wanting to play really quietly and then really loudly at times, you are just going to lose that. The compressor is going to sort of balance out the signal overall. But it can still be a cool effect to play in a quieter style, because even those quieter piano sample notes, they're still going to be put out louder. So you sort of have this effect where the piano sounds intimate as far as what samples are playing, but it just makes them at a louder volume. If you enjoyed this type of piano sound, well, you might actually be interested in checking out Sunday Keys. In Sunday Keys, we have a whole bunch of done-for-you piano sounds, including a bunch of compressed pianos. Check this one out. So even more heavy on the compression in that sound. But that just might be something you're interested in checking out. Okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and hopefully picked up a few tips on how to create your own smashed piano sounds. If you like this type of video, make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Until next time, I'm Ryan from Sunday Sounds. Have a great day. You can find that in the factory section under acoustic pianos, and then you have a bunch here to choose from. I'm going to choose this Steinway Piano 2. Why is it called Unplugged Bass? That's weird. Somehow it grabbed bass. Alright, let's restart MainStage.